Hello world, my name is Max Stein and I love video games.
I'm the Megabuck. I really love video games.
My name is Raph, and I also love video games.
And welcome to the Game Treasure Podcast, where we discuss treasure video games of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Warning, the Game Treasure Podcast is not for children or anyone with a brain, and today, not for anyone with a soul. Because we're talking about the newest Elden Ring expansion? No. New game entirely? Yes. Elden Ring sort of. Nightreign has come out. And guess what? Buck fucking loves it. Who would have fucking realized that the guy didn't even play Elden Ring fucking loves this game? In fact, I dare say that we all fucking love this game, frankly.
It's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
It's pretty good.
But we are going to talk the shit out of that later. But let's go ahead and start off our episode the right way, as we always should, by having the Megabuck and RetroGameTreasure.com take us back in time with this week's Retro Zone. Buck, hit me.
Let's go back in time. You made me laugh there because the hit me was very appropriate.
Hit me?
I mean, I can hit you because this has 1 or 2 player competitive play.
It's Mario Golf for the N64.
Yeah.
No, wouldn't that be the GameCube one where you like run to the thing, or is that the newest one where you like run to your next shot?
What is it? What have you got?
It is Road Rash 2 for the Sega Genesis.
Fuck yes.
I don't know this one, guys. I
don't know if Road Rash Arcade Classic. Remember playing lots in the arcade. Did we have Road Rash on the N64 when we were growing up, Buck?
They made, let me see, the PS1, they made Jailbreak, they made 3D. I believe they made one Road Rash for the N64, but we did not. I feel
like I have Road Rash memories.
We have played it before. Road Rash, Raph, and for anybody else who hasn't played Road Rash,
Road Rash,
a motorcycle racing game. It's a Road Rash Raph racing game. Motorcycle racing game that is very famous for being able to like punch and use chains on your opponents and knock them off their bike.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm watching this. This looks cool as hell, man.
Speed.
Not to get off track, Buck, what's that game for the PC where you play as the guy driving through the city and you're just beating the shit out of everything? I know I always do this every time that you bring a Retro Zone.
Wait. Say that again. Where you're driving?
You're racing, and you're beating the shit out of each other. It like was a big ESRB thing, computers in the 90s. Gosh, it's so famous.
Do you mean like Carmageddon?
Yes, Carmageddon.
Okay.
Wow. Road Rash. See, this is the Megabuck we're talking about.
Make that for the N64. They did make that for the N64.
But this game was that game before that game.
Right, Road Rash has been around for a long time, and there's actually an indie homage game to it because they don't make these anymore called Road Redemption. That's basically the same game, but not what it is. It was an indie game. I gave him money before it was even finished. It's a lot of fun, rooftop battles and lots of cool stuff.
I didn't realize this went all the way back to the Genesis.
Yeah, Road Rash has been around for a long, long time. If you never played any of these, it was just a different feel to it because it was like playing like Hang On or like another pretty traditional motorcycle racing game.
Right.
But it was all about the rubber band physics that would help you catch up to another motorcycle and then kind of stay alongside of them, so you could like kick or punch them off the side.
It reminds me as I'm watching it of one of our favorite games. Cruising, Cruising USA.
But you can't beat up the other cars in Cruising USA. You can in Carmageddon.
You can cruise the USA. Yes.
Thank you.
I beat you to it.
I had to do it.
I remember playing a lot of Carmageddon on the PC because it had Aces High by Iron Maiden in the soundtrack. And that was fucking cool.
Yes, I remember watching you play that shit when I was too young to do so.
Choose to go mano a mano and duel a buddy head to head or add a pack of rashers to make it really vicious.
Sprites look great in this game, by the way.
The back of this box is awesome.
Yeah. So let's get down to the profile settings wise, because was this game made after the ESRB?
This particular version of Road Rash does not have an ESRB rating on it.
You do beat the hell out of people in this game, yes? So where do you draw the line at RetroGameTreasure.com?
Yeah, it's not hyper violent. There's not a lot of blood. There's no gore. There's no guns, so we really probably wouldn't put it in the M for mature category. It's definitely in the racing category, but it's one of those fun outliers like Carmageddon and Wipeout, which is sci-fi and everything else. So this is just a fun. This is probably a harder one to drill your settings down to, and that's why the wishlist feature exists.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Yeah, it's almost like an arcade racer, even though it's
true.
Yeah,
Which Cruising
Fun
USA
racer.
would also kind of be too. A lot of those ones would be for sure.
Right. So go now to www.retrogametreasure.com and become a subscriber. Get really granular with your details, or they have the wish list feature where you can just tell them a game that you want them to be on the lookout for, right? Then they're going to take a look at the price of that game and try to squeeze it in your box whenever they can, whenever they get it. So go now. We will see you on the other side of this break where we will talk about fucking Elden Ring Nightreign. See you on the other side.
So excited.
The time has come, Ashen Ones. It's time for more esoteric dialogue spoken by very, very strange voice actors. That's right, I'm talking about a new From Software game, specifically Elden Ring Nightreign. Holy camole, we talked a lot about this at our beginning of the year / end of the year episode because we were all excited for it, but we didn't know it was going to be. We were like, it's going to be roguelike in some ways, and there's a weird ring of fire that collapses in on you. Is it going to be like a battle royale? What the heck is going to happen? Well, we know now. Mm-hmm. We know now, and it's good.
We know now
God
it was
is
made
good.
for the megabuck.
So
fucking did it, guys.
They did it.
They Fortniteified Elden Ring. What?
As in, like,
that?
you can eat it in tiny little pieces over and over and over again.
Right.
Just drown yourself in fucking Elden Ring.
It's
So
so
Elden Ring Nightreign sold 2 million units in the first 24 hours of release and 3.5 million units within 5 days.
Bless you, gamers.
Nightreign is a roguelike multiplayer version of Elden Ring. June 2024, we did an episode about Elden Ring when its new expansion come out, which I still have not played, unfortunately. So if you want to hear us talk about Elden Ring proper, you can go to that episode.
Go back to like episode 6.
Basically, where Buck is like, oh, I don't know anything about Elden Ring. And I'm like, this is the best fucking From Software game that has ever been created. And Raph was like, this may be one of the best action games that has ever been created, honestly.
Truly.
And as Raph has said, they have completely transformed it into a roguelike, bite-sized, mission-based fucking map exploration game. I'm going to explain how it works right now. So basically, in this game, you don't make a character. You have to pick from one of 8 unique characters. Oh. First of all, they all look kick-ass because it's a From Software game, and so they did a really fucking good job designing them.
They all do kick-ass.
I'm going to name them and sort of describe them briefly. So the Wilder, that's the guy from the cover. The Guardian is this massive bird creature who's wielding a halberd. With me and Raph were like, are there birdmen in Elden Ring? And it was just like, I don't care. There is now.
Yeah.
There's the Raider, which is this huge hammer-wielding barbarian Viking motherfucker who's all beef. There's a character called the Iron Eye, who's like an archer guy who looks like he's wearing this grass like poncho that makes him
very
look like
elven.
a bird. Yeah, it's so
Very
fucking
elven
cool.
in style, yeah.
The Executor, who's the this like fucking like cursed looking samurai guy who like fucking is all like he has this like decrepit katana by his side at all times that he can pull out to poison people and shit. It's bonkers. The Recluse is the mage type character. It looks like a FromSoft mage actually. He's just, dark blue skin, crazy pointy hat. The Revenant and the Duchess are 2 characters that you have to unlock. The Revenant,
both my girls.
The Revenant is like this ghostly-looking pale woman who summons the enemy ashes that you'd know from Elden Ring, where you can like kill an enemy, get his ash, and then summon him for a little bit of magic. And then the Duchess is like a dual dagger-wielding warrior type who like specializes in dexterity. So on top of like all of these kick-ass characters, like having their own pre-built weapons that they come with, and then you could find more weapons in the game, and they have abilities now, which is so good. It's such a fucking good idea. It makes it feel like Overwatch or something, where you just like feel like a superhero, which is kind of the inverse to most FromSoft games, where you feel like you are a little worm who's getting crushed by the fucking world constantly. And the abilities will be like really like everyone has a passive ability. And so like that's just like adding to the flavor of the feeling of a character, I would say. And then they have like a really quick cooldown action and then like an ultimate action. So like, for example, the archer guy's quick action is to like do a slide with these daggers and like mark enemies to make them receive more damage while they have the mark on them. Which is not from Elden Ring. They're just like, here's a cool fucking thing that you're going to be doing all the time. And then his super ability is to like pull out this massive heavy crossbow that he blasts and it'll like fucking shoot people halfway across the level. Yeah. So that is amazing in and of itself. But also, I did want to mention they have these like gems. What are the names of the gems? Do you have
relics?
The relics. You find relics after you do runs in the game. You can buy them from a shopkeeper that's in like the hub area, and they're these like color coordinated ability boosters. So there'll be like yellow ones and green ones and red ones and blue ones, and they're mostly associated with a lot of the stats in Elden Ring. So the stats being endurance, intelligence. If you know what I'm talking about if you played a From Software game. So they're like usually associated, like all the yellow ones often will give dexterity bonuses, and they also will do things that might advertise a dexterous person. And not every character can equip every ash. So like the raider, for example, or not ashes, the relics. The raider can equip red and yellow relics, whereas the guardian guy
to start.
Oh, okay. And then like someone else can start with the blue and green. And that is just adds another layer of just like, you want to play another one because you might get a cool gem that you can attach to the guy that you use. Sometimes you get a cool gem for a guy that you don't use, which gives you a reason to now play as that guy, which is so fucking smart. And
great.
Some of the differences, everyone has this like next level sprint. You probably saw that in the trailer, but when you're out of combat, you can just run. You basically are the horse from Elden Ring now. It's just you. So how does the game actually work? Well, the main crux of the game revolves around basically taking these missions. So you're in the round table from Elden Ring, and in the center of it is an area where you can like accept missions. And by missions, I mean it's like a boss. So the first one you get is the three-headed dog is like the first villain that you have to fight. It's like a crazy version of Sif or something. Yeah. And so you go into a lobby, you say, I'm going to hunt this monster. It feels very much like Monster Hunter. And if you're not queued with anyone, the game says, all right, give me a few moments while I grab 2 people for you. Or if you have a full party, you can just like, all right, everybody ready up. And then once you're ready, you get dropped into a random map. Straight up like Fortnite, you come flying in on a fucking blue hawk, and it drops you just randomly somewhere on this very large, changing map. From there, basically, you and all your homies have to decide, like, where you want to go. You could all split up, but if you ever played a FromSoft game, I'm going to give you a little spoilers, pretty fucking hard enemies, so you might want to stick together. But when it comes to, like, deciding where you're going to go, the map is littered with all these icons that you can basically make like, okay, over there is a church, and the church will give you extra Estus flasks on this run. Oh yeah, but over there is like a mini boss, so we could go kill him and get some souls. Oh yeah, but over here there's a blah, 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 blah. So once you've had that discussion, you go out and fucking do that shit. When it comes to how you level up exactly, you kill a bunch of guys, you get souls, you run to the fucking fire. If you've played a FromSoft game, you know what I'm talking about. In this, all you have to do, thank you. All you have to do is touch a site of grace and you'll get healed. But then that's so good. You open it up, and then the only option that you're given is level up. So unlike a FromSoft game, you don't have to be like, what am I going to do? Instead, like your guy levels up in a specific way. So you just like, yes, level up, level up, level up, and then you just keep on moving.
With all the stats of the characters. Right. All the characters have different stats that are like A, B, C, and whatnot. And so all their abilities just scale automatically.
And they're themed to who they are. Like, the dexterity guy gets more dexterous. The strong guy gets more strong. Besides that, you're going around and also finding relics and items that get dropped by enemies or are in treasure chests or that get dropped by big boss monsters. And then you got to like kind of hunt for the ones that your character can use. So if you're the strength guy, you just like, you don't want to pick up a bow and arrow necessarily. Another thing that's different from Elden Ring is that you'll have passive bonuses that you get from the items, even if you're not using them. So sometimes you'll pick up things even if you don't want to use them because weight is not an issue in this game. You do all. The only other thing you get is when you defeat like a pretty large boss monster within the map, like say like one of those fucking big giants with the fucking crossbows that are such a fucking pain in the ass in Elden Ring.
Wait till you see the ones that are throwing the pots. And there's 4 of them on top of the castle.
If you've played, you know those fucking guys. You'll get like a unique power up. So it'll be something like more powerful than an item. Like it'll be something like every time you do critical damage, you get a little bit of health, or like something like this. Or
they also give you scalable items based on your
and
level.
sometimes it'll just give you like 100,000 runes. So just like go have fun leveling up.
I wish we'd give you that many.
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying. But
currency.
So that is the I guess the crude way of how you quote unquote play the game. There's this circle that slowly gets tighter and tighter as time goes by. When you get to where it's at its smallest point, you fight a boss. If you win that boss, the map opens up again. You get to re-explore it. You fight another boss. You beat him. You go to this final boss arena where you fight the guy that you were hunting, the monster that you were hunting.
Hearing all the words makes the concept of this game like so insane to absorb, because it's like, well, what is it? Can you describe it in like an elevator pitch? Yeah, sure. It's a high fantasy extraction rogue-like, not shooter.
Yes. Yeah. A roguelike from software game.
Yes.
Is the last part you were looking for, because this shit is
game, yes.
It is the combat feels just as crunchy, it's just as janky, but then therefore you feel even better when you pull it off, just like when you're normally playing Elden Ring. But this time you get to do it with your fucking friends, because you know what misery loves? Company.
It makes it so much more fun. Even the losing runs are a blast. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, Raph, gush your opinions on Elden Ring. Your thoughts, please.
Well, so I guess my deeper thoughts on the game, like my initial impression was just I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I did, because I played about maybe 10 hours of Elden Ring. I really haven't played it that much. And it just feels like so much fucking game. But they managed to just get it into a 30 to 60 minute digestible chunk every single time, and it feels fantastic to play. I guess my deeper thoughts on it, you mentioned the changes to traversal. The lack of fall damage makes for some really awesome moments. When I'm trying to catch up with you guys have started a boss fight, and I jump off of a cliff and land right next to the boss and then dive in and I'm able to hit him.
Or
that feels
on
fantastic.
The boss.
Or on the boss, exactly. It feels amazing.
You can wall jump up too. I forgot to mention.
I was about to say the wall jumping. Yeah, the wall jumping feels really cool. I love the way this game feels to play. We talked about the classes, and I just want to say that there is like no optimal team composition, and I love that. Great.
You can pick the same character 3 times if you want.
Truly,
you can take 3 freaking Wilders into a run if you want.
That's amazing. And that's I think that's a sign of like a good game right there. That it's just pick whatever feels fun to play. Just get good with that character.
But none of them break it. None of it are broken, which is so amazingly balanced.
Right. That having been said, I think that there are some tweaks that they could maybe do to at least one of the classes. The Guardian. I love the Guardian. That's my boy right there. But I wish he had an ability to draw aggro. I was playing last.
Get better, Raph. Play the game.
There's a relic I legitimately. So okay, I've noticed.
There's a relic that lets you draw aggro.
I've noticed a mechanical problem with this game right here. Okay, so aggro on the monsters is based off of damage that they receive. If you hit them hard enough, they'll aggro on you. Problem is that the Guardian has a very low damage, actual damage threshold. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage. But he's great at defense. If I had a taunt that can aggro them immediately as like a special ability, that'd be great. Like if I could just call the enemy over and then you guys could hit him from behind, I could just tank him. That'd be fantastic. But that's really like my only gripe with any of these classes, really. Like they all feel so fucking good, and I still love playing the fucking Guardian. I mean, other than that, dude, like maybe a couple of things like adding the crossplay, that's really at the bottom of the totem pole for me. Duos, which they've already said they're going to be adding, that'd be fantastic.
Oh yeah.
A couple of communication options, because when you're playing with randoms, it's a little hard to like know what the fuck is going on. But when you're with your friends,
just feel so FromSoft as it
Yes.
like? Because you've never been able.
Yeah.
They've always had games that you can play online with people with no ability to talk to one another.
cryptic
so funny, too,
ass like
because
communication
it
methods,
took-
like just pointing at stuff.
I've been on the subreddit a lot for this game
Oh.
already, and it's so funny. It took 2 sentences of like a guy on there that was like, "This is why you don't want communication with randos," and it was just examples of exactly what
that.
you think would happen. You're like, "Nope,
Yeah.
you would hate this. It's better that you just can't talk to them at all."
Maybe just
Oh,
a
God,
radio
yeah.
wheel, even just a simple radio wheel, like in Helldivers,
Nope.
or something like that. That'd be
Nope.
great.
Yeah,
like just an
'cause
Well,
you
affirmative,
you
thought-
haven't
negative, or
unlocked
whatever.
any of the little rocks yet, where you can be like, thank you.
The ones that in the game,
my
you can get
ass.
those in regular Elden Ring, where it's like
Right.
an item that he
can
pops
get them
and
in
it'll
this
go
too.
like, "Thank you."
Yeah, you can get them too.
I don't
Yes.
know, dude. Honestly, out of all of
It is
this,
very From
all of
Software.
this, like this game for me is easily a 9 out of 10. I really think that I want to see FromSoft do this with other IPs of theirs. I would love to play Armored
probably will
Core, but Nightreign. Like, wouldn't that be fucking awesome? Like, just being able to
Yes.
Nightreign it up in Armored Core in mechs, dude, or just throw a Nightreign
That was that
bot.
fucking game. What were we playing? I already forgot the name of it.
Mecha Break.
Mecha Break.
Yeah,
you're
Mecha
talking
Break.
about
Yeah,
just
yeah,
describing
okay.
Mecha Break.
It's
Basically,
still not out
basically.
yet, by the way.
Right,
When
I
they
know,
like
yeah.
teamed up with some K-pop artist to do some cool theme song, I'm like, wow, that's really great. Gonna release
When's
the
the-
game anytime soon?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
When's the game coming out, please?
They must be just getting government money or something to develop it.
Dude, you know, this game just scratches an itch I didn't even know I had, honestly. It's
Yeah.
just, like I said, easily a 9 out of 10 for me.
That
I can't
puts
gush about
that puts
enough.
it into perspective. Like, so yes, you hit the nail on the head there, Raph.
Yeah.
Buck, I'm so pleased that Buck has been absolutely
Yes.
fucking addicted to this game and has been playing it. Monster Hunter who? I'm
Yeah,
talking
seriously.
Elden Ring, Nightreign,
Fucking-
bitch.
24/7, I
cool,
see
man.
every time I hop on Steam, I
Okay.
see Megabuck
In
is
our
playing
Discord,
Nightreign.
I was like, well, I know what I'm getting Buck for Christmas. Fucking Elden Ring, bro. I cannot believe that you have not played it and you love this so
okay,
much.
let's
So,
back up. Okay,
go on.
Let's back up and reverse in this.
I want to hear this, yeah.
Disclaimer. I have not played Elden Ring because like Sea of Stars or something else came out at the
Right.
same time. I just chose that.
I remember that.
Because I beat Demon Souls. I beat Dark Souls 1. I played Dark Souls 2 and I wasn't a huge fan, which a lot of people have said the same thing basically.
I agree.
So when Dark Souls 3 came out, I was like, no, I'm good on the Souls series at least for a while. When Elden Ring came out, everything about it looks beautiful, it looks wonderful, it deserves all the accolades it has. There were just some turn-based RPGs, and you know I love my turn-based RPGs, that I had been, not just that came out, that I had been waiting for that came out. So I played them
Yeah.
instead. So it's not that I don't want to play that game, it's just I don't really want to immerse myself in that single-player environment of it that much when I have so many multiplayer games that I really enjoy, right?
Yeah.
So I was excited about this game coming out just because it was like, cool, I can finally play Elden Ring and I don't have to just like sit around by myself to do it. I can do it
Right.
with other people. I was not expecting what happened here. It's just so much fun with friends. When you lose, you are still having fun. I mean, I get the legitimate complaints about playing with randos and it being a little bit frustrating. I've gotten some of my best boss kills and runs with some randos that just knew they were probably a duo that needed a single, and I'm not completely inept, so it worked out pretty good.
I'm going to say this. I think that FromSoft's reputation with its multiplayer, like, that's a good crowd. Like, when we played with randos, and there are good people on there, just like how when you're playing normal Elden Ring, you will find some guy that will just drag your stupid ass through a boss, and you're like,
That's
thank
true.
you. You know what I mean? Like, they've
in a
never
game-
really had a toxic community,
I've
you know?
been saved by so many people in just straight up Dark Souls, honestly, and like
Yeah.
that carries over to just about
Right.
all their games.
Pathing in this game is humongous, and that's where randos can come in as you are learning how to path the map and do things. So I want to start at the beginning and just deep dive on a couple of things
Please
that Matt
do.
mentioned so we can talk about it. One of the coolest things about this game that I absolutely love that they still do this in games sometimes is like PS1 style unlocks. There's only 6 characters in this game when you start out. You have to unlock the Duchess through beating the first boss or a random drop to get the pocket watch. You have to unlock the Revenant by, after you get the Duchess, fighting her one-on-one when she has all 3 of her freaking Ash summons out at the same time to unlock her. So Very
Instead
much
of
so.
just paying $3.99 to get it. It's like,
or even paying in-game currency and saying I earned some space bucks and I used my space bucks. I actually had to do something to get those guys unlocked, right?
And the pocket watch thing for the one character is so cool because
it's fun.
Much like in FromSoft fashion, it doesn't fucking tell you that. I got the pocket watch and was just like, I don't know what that. And I was just randomly talking to NPCs because I've played a FromSoft game before and go, you never know what they're going to say. You have to talk to them actually multiple times sometimes in order to get them to say the thing you want them to say.
Right.
And I was just like, oh yeah, I'm unlocking this lady. And Buck was like, what? How? And I was like, I was just talking to some lady.
I love that.
Sorry.
This game, I love that. This game already has like hunt level of learns as we're playing it. Like every day it's like, did you know you could do this? Did you know if you go in the caves, the bosses always drop the shards that you need for upgrades? Did you know if you go to this, when you're looking at the map, for instance, it shows you on the map, if you hit the details button, what the drops are inclined to be for each of those little compounds. The bosses all have weaknesses. So if you know the boss is weak against fire, do your pathing around these two compounds that drop fire, right?
Yeah.
So here's what happens. The first boss, the Sith wannabe, the Tresophilos, he is the gatekeeper in this game. He is really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And when he splits into three, he gets harder. Now, I beat him with some randos, and then B-Rad and a couple other friends beat him with some randos and some other friends, whatever else too. I'll say for Venny here, he went the whole first week and could not get a clear on the first boss.
I'm 6 hours in and I still have.
He's very weak to holy, so you have to have a run where you get access to holy stuff. On Venny's win, we found 3 fucking wailing bells, and we all just ran around going ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling, and just shooting little wraith spirits at it with holy, and got lots of stuns on it. After the week of trying to get him drops, because he wasn't on as much as the rest of us, Venny is also very addicted to this game too, so I'll say some of his little anecdotes in here as well. We killed that first boss, and he had time for one more run. Like, well, when you beat the first boss, you unlock the next 6 as choices. And I was like, you want to try that one? It's the second one is the giant gaping jaw that's a lightning dude that's weak to, I think, poison. And it was like, you want to try that one? Yeah, let's try it. We beat it on our first run.
Hell yeah.
Because we were tuned in. We were figuring that we had a good run. We had good pathing for it, yada, yada, everything else.
It's
and
the
so
layer
got
of
next
strategy. That is implied because if you know me, I love a good strategy game and plotting and thinking and trying to optimize. And you have to, and it's every time it's different. And you're like, okay, what do we thought? Let's make a fucking plan. And you're cracking a plan as you're playing a fucking FromSoft game.
Yeah, so good.
Like, you never normally move this fast in a FromSoft game, ever.
You have to be able to get around, or it would be a much smaller map, right?
No, I mean literally mentally. Like, like in a FromSoft game. In a FromSoft game, you are creeping inch by inch because you do not want to be killed. You know what I mean?
The first Dark Souls game, I played it with the special edition hardbound strategy guide, and it was like every room, it was looking at the guide, planning out my path, doing. Yes, it was
cheater.
Very slow.
No, normally
I almost 100% of that game at some point. So.
Well, I hope so. You got a strategy guide. But normally, the way I move around in a FromSoft game is shield up 1 inch at a time.
I was about to say, kind of like old school D&D. You creep along. Like,
well, the strategy guide doesn't prepare you for how the enemies are going to fight and what the enemies are going to do.
All right, I'll let you think that. Go ahead.
In a FromSoft game, in a FromSoft game, it really doesn't. It can try, but it fails.
Continue.
So I've beaten 4 of the 8 bosses, because once you beat the 7, you unlock the actual Night Lord, the actual 8th boss. So I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I've been able to beat the Gaping Jaw, I've been able to beat the Bugs. We beat the Augur, which is the one that puts you all to sleep last night. He is a jerk, but awesome.
Fuck yeah.
So one of the things that happens as you beat bosses is you unlock some different things go on as you unlock and beat bosses. First of all, you get access to more chalices, urns, and relic holders for all of the characters. After you beat the first boss, the bazaar, the small jar bazaar guy that sells items will sell you a second chalice for each character, and they have different color combinations to them. So now you can have different colors on. You can only choose one or the other when you go. So if this one's red, yellow, blue, and this one's blue, blue, red, you have to choose what you're doing.
Cool.
Yes,
so it's
really
like each one gets 2 builds now.
I'll get to it later, but there's a way to unlock even more. I have 4 unlocked with the Revenant, And one of them, the third slot, is white because it's a wild. You can put anything in it.
Cool.
So the more you unlock that stuff for your characters are really, really specific. And I'll talk about that in my tips section here at the end. So as you beat those bosses, you unlock extra changes to the map, like Mac mentioned, augmentations to the map that can happen randomly. The first one that you encounter is like a giant lava-filled chasm. Like the top half of the map has this giant tear in it that's like 10 stories deep and has all this crap going on. But check this out. That's only one of those. This one map you have in air quotes, there's one where there's a giant snowy mountain, and atop like 1/3 of the map is ice, and there's now Yetis and crap on the mountain.
Cool.
Field bosses will just be randomly fighting a Yeti when you encounter them, so now you have to kill them both.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
The two that I haven't unlocked yet that I've seen that are also awesome is there is a rot wilderness. It's like a poison forest.
Oh, God.
But check this one out. The last one is a fortified castle. Imagine a castle from like Game of Thrones or Attack on Titan, where there's a castle and then town and a wall and then town and a wall. Mm-hmm. The bottom 25% in the left-hand corner is just a giant city town. Fucking amazing. Awesome. So each one of these has something hidden at the core. If you can get to the bottom of the fiery chasm, there's a blacksmith that will upgrade one of your weapons to legendary status that you choose, and you'd only have to be level 10. If you get to the top of the snowy mountain, you get like huge ice resistance. And so each of these has a hidden like buff for that run.
Whoa.
That makes it
another layer of strategy.
Yeah, another layer of strategy. We
Yes.
tried to get to the blacksmith at the bottom of the chasm, and we got so close, and then we got stuck at the bottom. We got killed. It was great, but it's okay. It happens, right? So adding all of those things on top of them is what makes this all great. Breaking down each of the characters a little bit more from what Max said, the coolest thing about the scaling stats is that everyone is not completely locked into how they start. Right, the Guardian, while he obviously excels with shields, and the Raider excels with like the hammers, you can dual wield weapon in this game like you can in Elden Ring for easy understanding. But characters like the Duchess, which on the surface, like Max said, she's an assassin that starts with a dagger, yada yada. She has a high rate of crit. She also has the second highest scaling intelligence, which means you should be putting a wand in her. You should be putting a staff in her left hand, and she's really a spell sword in disguise. Just
right.
Yo, that's
it's like how the rogue has high dexterity and starts with a crossbow, but it's like rapiers also use dexterity. So
Absolutely.
You got to pick one of those up. You know,
there's other scaling abilities. The Revenant is the one that I've started playing the most of lately because I want to understand her a lot. Because obviously she's faith based, so you use the little sigils, the little seals. But her claw and other stuff she starts with, she has a really high like poise break chance. Like she can get those crit back attacks really, really easily. It's a risk reward because she's a little squishy, but the unbelievable amount of stuff you can do with her and still keep it, like if you get FP lowering and FP consumption abilities, because the Recluse is the only class that can get their faith points, their magic points back on the regular, while the Duchess and the Revenant have to build that with part of their stuff, right?
All of the other is your favorite character, Buck? Go.
It is definitely a toss-up between the Duchess and the Revenant.
Raph?
It's a toss-up between the Wilder and the Guardian.
Wilder's so much
For
fun.
me, I fucking love the Iron Eye so far, the Archer.
He's probably the number one.
design.
Everybody loves him.
My
Yeah,
favorite thing about him is that
in
order you can raise your allies in this game. Once they've fallen, they don't die. They'll have like a little purple health bar that appears above their crippled bodies. And if you attack them, you can bring them back to life by depleting that purple health bar. Yeah. So being an archer basically doubles as being a white mage, because from a distance you can raise fallen allies. Super dope ability. Oh, I love this game. Sorry.
There's a lot of no, you're good. There's a lot of strategies involved in that. So like the Duchess, for instance, at first glance, her pocket watch ability is cool to rewind and do the damage, but her ultimate at first glance looks like it sucks. It turns you or your party members nearby invisible. So the enemies can't see you, they can't target you unless it's like magic of some sort. You can res a friend because you're invisible.
Yeah.
So unless the enemy jumps up and does a big AoE and hits you no matter where you are, oh, he just went down. I got him. You turn invisible. You go up them, no problem, because they're invisible for the next 20 seconds, whatever else too. Using all those ults with the character is a pretty big deal, and understanding the way all those abilities kind of work. with the Guardian, like Raph mentioned, if you dive down, which does damage and reses everybody in the nearby vicinity, but then hold the button, he will then stay there and create a shield for all of your teammates nearby so they can fight and not take any damage. The Revenant's ultimate
at the expense of him being just down on one knee
Sure,
the
but that's
entire
okay.
time.
Yeah.
Right,
The Revenant's is pretty similar, where she can res anybody nearby, and if she has one of her summons out, it extends to them too. And then everybody that was near her is completely invincible for 15 seconds. You can take damage. The boss can take you down to 1 HP, but they can't kill you. And then whichever one of her summons is out, they will do an ultimate attack. And if it's Sebastian, the giant skeleton, he will just spew forth that dark flame crap in like
if you played Elden Ring, it's the giant skeleton from the northern
the one that can't move
graveyard. God, I remember encountering that thing for the first time, just going, "What in the fuck?"
They all have so many amazing. The Wilder has a grappling hook, and smaller enemies they pull towards him, but bosses he can't pull them. He instead grabs them and he slides towards them. The Wilder can close the gap without using any of his stamina.
Yeah.
So now you're in the boss's face and you have a full stamina bar.
He also has like a straight up bazooka that he shoots.
That's his ulti. If you hold that, he'll charge it up and he will do insane damage. He'll knock almost any boss backwards.
Yeah,
so
that's why the Wilder's
where this game is so much fun is in that rogue-like aspect of it. You're going in, you're planning the runs. Every time you go, you're only getting to take a minimal amount in there with you. The relics give you some buffs or starting items or buffs to your specials or anything like that.
Right.
But every run is so different. You learn and unlock new things. You find new areas. I raided a little crypt last night, and I found this golden piece of thread. It was gold. It was a rare. And its description just said, unlocks an entrance somewhere. I was like, what?
Yes.
I still have no idea what it did, right? So I have to learn this or look it up on the internet or whatnot too.
So cryptic, honestly.
So cryptic. So here's my tips for you guys that are getting into this, and for you two too, Raph playing more and Matt getting more into it as well, right? Whichever character you like, go talk to the journal and play and start the remembrances. The remembrances are like single player goals for you during the multiplayer portion of the game.
Oh, like side quests to have or something.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Like your own personal side.
So if you're the Wilder, for instance, the first one says, just go find this item, and it will mark on just your map a little thing every time you go into a run that you need to go do that. Most of the time, that'll spawn a boss, which means you'll still get souls for your whole team. They'll be wondering why you pinged like the middle of nowhere. But once you get there, you'll see it. It'll drop an item, and then when you get done with that run, live or die, you get to keep it and trade it in and talk to your teammates, and you will unlock more progression in the story with all of those characters, which unlocks more specific relics for them. Like the Wilder, I already did his, and you unlocked this little like golden wreath, and it's a special Wilder relic that's like a yellow slot that he can use.
Whoa.
I did the Revenants yesterday, and it unlocks another quest where you have to like fight her it teleported me to another mansion afterwards. I had to beat a certain boss in a run, so it took a while to beat one of the bosses in a run. Then afterwards it took me to this mansion fight where I had to like fight myself, and then it unlocked a special, I believe that one unlocked the special urn for her. And then another special relic for her that gave, like, one of them was a wild and a special extra ability on that. And it gave me a relic for her that I could use that gives her ulti, like, Blackfire damage in addition to what it already does. So it makes that character even stronger by giving access to more of those. I just got to the point where you beat a certain amount of bosses. There's a relic. There's a third set of goblets you can buy from the merchant with more color combinations, and there's a universal goblet you can buy that works for everyone that is 3 greens.
Interesting.
So they keep opening up every time you beat a boss. More content. It's that PS1 era trickle content that is making this game so much more fun. It's like, now I want to go finish this character's side quest and unlock this, and they keep unlocking different things for each other as you do those things.
I did not know about that, and that now I God damn it, I need to jump in this fucking game. Fuck me. My question is, God, can you imagine when they start putting more stuff in because it's a fucking live service game, essentially.
They've already said duos and
Yeah.
harder versions of all the bosses.
Yeah,
Whoa,
they have
good
bosses
idea.
are going to have a third form.
Someone said that they found a soundtrack, a piece of on the soundtrack,
Yes,
a piece
I
of
saw
music
this.
that was unused, and then like the next day they announced the harder bosses, and they went, "Oh, that's probably
That's
what
what
it's
the
for."
soundtrack's for. Yeah.
Cool.
For the phase
final
3 of the
forms?
bosses.
Oh my god, dude! I'm so
Oh my god!
excited.
Wow.
The
Well,
amount of stuff it throws at you on the map is insane. The amount of like variables and changes that, again, the complaint that there's only one map, you haven't played it enough. You haven't played the game enough. To
right?
see
You
how
haven't.
much-
Have you actually been
randomized
paying
though,
attention
too.
to the topography of where you've been? Because it's
Right.
not the same map, actually, buddy.
The
Not even.
map is randomized for sure. Yeah.
Entire chunks of the map, like a third of the map we had one this morning where one like 10% of the map around this certain field boss just he created this madness field, and the longer you stayed in it, the more mad you got. Like
Cool.
madness, like craziness.
Yes. Well, goddamn,
so much fun to do that.
FromSoft, you did it, you sons of bitches. For what was it, $35 on Steam or something?
Yeah, it was.
It's incredibly
Yeah, I think it was like
affordable.
35,
That's
40
I think
bucks.
like the craziest thing is the price point on this thing. Holy hell!
I
The
don't.
$35, the no fucking in-app purchases, and already announcing new stuff. Gosh dang, I'll tell you what, they finally released my favorite Monster
Finally
Hunter.
release it.
They finally released a Monster Hunter that I can get hooked on. Cause
What's Monster
holy shit, yeah,
Just kidding.
they
No, I love you,
sorry
Monster Hunter,
Capcom.
but holy crap.
Sorry, Capcom. Love you, FromSoft. All right, I think that about does it for our conversation on Elden Ring Nightreign. If you haven't played it yet, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go
All right, I'll see you
play
guys later.
it.
I'm gonna go
It's fucking incredible. I want to play it right the fuck now. But I digress. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. And when we come back, we will finish up with our What Else You Got. See you on the other side, Ashen Ones. Okay, gentlemen, it is time for the What Else You Got. All right, I'll stop this from soft voice. The What Else You Got section of our show being where we can bring anything to the table, be it video game or otherwise. This week, I am bringing a video game that I wanted to talk about earlier, but you know what? I got sick and the timing got screwed up with the episodes, and you can't go play it now because the beta's over. The test is over. Sorry, but I'm going to talk about it anyhow because I got into the beta test for Rematch. Oh my fucking God. So I believe we talked about this also at that beginning of the year show because it was like, holy shit, look at this. So Rematch is the Kepler Interactive game. Those are the guys that made Sifu, that amazing third-person action game where you die over and over again. And they turned that into a soccer game. So you do not control an entire soccer team. You control one soccer player. So this game is basically Rocket League, but better.
Which is soccer with cars, but this is just soccer with soccer.
So remember when
People.
Hey guys, real quick. Do you remember when Rocket League came out and everyone played it forever because it was so fucking good and you just play it like all the fucking time because Rocket League's so good?
Yes.
This game's better than Rocket League, guys.
100%.
Hey guys, it's a lot fucking better. So
See, sports games aren't always bad.
this game is not a sports game. It
Sure.
is a athletic simulator.
It's not like an
'Cause
arcade game.
Have
It's
you ever
arcade.
wanted it? Okay, so the ways it deviates from real soccer, it takes place in a cage essentially. So you can bounce the ball off of a wall, a la fucking
Rocket League.
I already forgot the game of that piece of shit game off of Rocket League. But you don't have to drive up the wall and fucking all this bullshit. So it's like, I don't know. They play like soccer inside of cages in Brazil. It's like that. The where it shines is in two places, one more than the other. But I'm gonna say this. First of all, it has a dynamic soundtrack. So when you are on defense, like the enemy is like approaching you, it gets quiet so that you can pay attention and you could do calls. But then if one of your boys like gets the ball and breaks a run, these awesome congos like and the closer you get to the goal, the sound ramps up. So it's like, fucking go, 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 go. It's so fucking good feeling. Cool. But more importantly, it is in the actual controls of the soccer player that feels so fucking good. How? Here's how. In Rocket League, in order to move the fucking ball down the court, you have to do so much fucking finagling where you're like, all right, I'm going to jump. Oh, no, sorry. Oops, you got it under. I'm going to just tap it a little bit. No. In this game, if you get close to the soccer ball, you gain possession of it, and then you're just holding it. You know, like a soccer player. Don't make me have to fucking, why? Anyhow, so you're in possession of it. Once you're in possession, you have a couple different options of what you can do. You can press A to basically do like a tap on the soccer ball. So this is like when guys are trying to run down the field really fast, it's hard to just like maintain possession of the ball all the time. So if you're like safe and you're just trying to do a breakaway, you can do this little tap to like kick the ball out of your possession, but just barely in front of you. Then you run up to it, you can grab it again. You got passing and shooting. The passing is really fucking cool because there's two different ways to pass. You can hold R1 and pass or just pass. If you hold R1, he does like a lob. And then as far as like the distance of the kick, it's all just how long you held the X button before you passed it. So just getting into the groove of that is really fun. The dribbling, if you hold L2, your guy gets in like a squared up stance. And then if you press a direction in the A button, your guy will just do a juke. And so like you'll fucking be running downfield, run up to a guy, juke left, juke right, pin him, and then another guy comes, and then you hold the arc button while pressing the dribble button, and your guy flings it over his own back like a scorpion. It goes over that guy, you pass it to your friend, and then your friend does a bicycle kick to shoot that shit in the goal. Bro, it is so fucking good. Speaking of net, basically the way the goalie works, which I was like, this is really cool, because if you ever tried to be the guy that's willing to play the goalie in Rocket League, it fucking sucks. You want to know why? Because you can't strafe. You can't strafe as a car, and guess what goalies have to do? They have to strafe back and forth, you fucking idiot. So in this game...
In the Batmobile strafe?
In this game, the first person who walks into that like goalie square that extends basically from the goal out like maybe 6 feet or something like that will take gloves out of their pocket and put them on, and you become the goalie. Yeah. So you can do all the things you can normally do as a regular player as the goalie, but you also get the ability to do this special version of a tackle where he'll just dive on the ball and he'll knock people out of his way and all this shit. You can grab the ball and then hold it in his hands so players can't steal it from you. Then from there, he can pass it just like everybody else, either in an arc, or if you do it on the ground, he rolls it. And he gets access to other abilities that help him be a fucking goalie. So when you are the goalie, if you press the Y button, you can jump. So you can jump straight up, or you can jump dive to the left, jump dive to the right. It's incredible that it's just like, oh yeah, hey guys, this is how you make this shit good. Like, Rocket League is donezo, bro. Like I said, the beta's closed now, but Jesus Christ, I hope it comes back soon, because I played a little bit with Wrath and our friend Lauren, and even when they were just like still learning the controls, which there's a learning curve to the dribbling, to the passing and all these things. It feels so fucking good to block a shot, to do a pass, to do a fucking goal. You can arch the ball.
I'm not a sports guy.
Yeah.
And I had a shit ton of fun with this game, honestly. It's a great fucking game, dude.
You can arch the balls, like when you do arch the balls. You can arch your ball when you do a kick. You can stroke your balls. You can suck on them. You can put like an arc to it. So like
rated M for mature.
When you press the R2 button, like to start your guy's like backswing, because like you're about to hit the ball, you can use the right analog stick to basically put trajectory on it. So you can bend it to the left, bend it to the right. Just, it feels so fucking good.
You know what's funny about this? You know
right.
why I'm laughing? There are people out there that like soccer that are just cringing that we know zero soccer terminology.
Oh,
because there are no penalties. There's no like offsides.
We're like arching this and we're reeling back in the goal.
No yellow cards here.
Zone.
Yes. Honestly, that is a good point. I bet there are soccer people cringing because this is not a soccer game.
It's arcadey.
It's
right.
a sports game. Man, I'm telling you, put it on your wish list. It was so much fucking fun. I cannot wait for it to come back out. It says right now it's supposed to come out in June 19th. I will buy that shit day one.
Very soon. Yeah.
That's sooner than Mecha Break. Who knows when that's coming?
Yeah. So rematch, wishlist it on Steam. I'll fucking see you in there where I will fucking score on your bitch ass. Buck, what else you got for us?
A bitch ass. Speaking of soccer, I have seen all of Blue Lock so far. I really like that anime a lot.
You can customize your costume, and everybody is the guy from Blue Lock.
Cool.
Everybody makes their colors black and dark purple or whatever they is.
Oh, that's the
so
fun part
awesome.
about Blue. That's the fun part about Blue Lock. They're all Blue Lock characters. I bring up Blue Lock. It's an anime because I've got an anime call today.
All righty.
And if you've seen this anime before, I'm heard it just makes you cry. That's Violet Evergarden.
Oh,
I do not know this.
I picked this up on a whim because I think it was on Netflix and they took it down, and it was like, where can I watch it digitally? And the answer is nowhere. So I picked up a Blu-ray copy of this. My buddy Jensen, who watches a shit ton of anime, I showed it to him and he goes, oh, it's that one. Like, what do you mean? Like, I read about it, but he said, that is an emotional roller coaster, dude. This is the synopsis of Violet Evergarden. A great war has ended and left in the aftermath Violet Evergarden, a young girl raised to be a lethal weapon. Now, after the war, she learns to heal and recover through her work at a postal company as a memory doll, writing people's thoughts and feelings into letters. And as she works, she begins to understand the parting words from the person she held dearest. This girl has like 2 metal hands because she's been through like a war and had them blown off. And I've heard it's extremely good. It's obviously a drama. It's not an action anime or anything like those. But I'm very excited to watch it because I don't mind getting the feels every once in a while.
Oh, my. This looks like I would like it. I love crying. If you've watched the show at all,
it's also
I love crying.
Of anime because I think it's only a half season, 13 episodes, and then they made 2 movies. So if you're like, you watch this show and you were crying for more, you can watch the 2 movies also.
Oh, wow.
I've got one more. What else you got?
Okay.
This doesn't happen every day. A new Nintendo console came out.
Oh, that's
boys.
right. That's right.
Baby. Let's fucking go.
It's video Spotify time. Oh, can I show you the Switch 2? No, because smaller Megabuck won't stop playing Mario Kart on it.
Ooh,
but here's the box.
Have you gotten to play? Wait, you got Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were saying it didn't come out for a couple days.
No, that's Donkey Kong. I pre-ordered Donkey Kong Bonanza also, but that didn't come out till next month. Mario Kart was a launch title. I was able to get a physical copy of Mario Kart rather than the bundled one in here, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's a Mario Kart game, but it's way more beautiful than any previous Mario Kart game, and the frame rate is through the freaking roof, whether it's on handheld or on docked on the TV there. One of the coolest things that I didn't really realize beforehand is as soon as it was on its way, I was like, oh shit, we got to buy a bunch of new controllers. You don't. All of your Switch Pro controllers and all of your 8-bit do Bluetooth controllers still work on the Switch 2.
Cool.
Whoa,
so I was able to
really?
So I was able to grab my really cool GameCube Switch controller that I have, the one that's that I use for Smash and stuff, and he was able to grab his Pro controller, and they still have the dog ear thing for the new Joy-Cons, the magnetic Joy-Cons. So we had a handful of controllers right out of the gate. We're able to play.
But what about the C button?
Yeah. It does,
Did you find it? Did you find the C button?
The answer is yes, it does have a C button.
There you go. You got a C
What'd you say, Mac?
No, I was going to say, how do the new controllers feel?
The new Joy-Cons are really nice because they're a little bit bigger, and I don't have huge hands, so they were all okay to begin with already. They're still not as ergonomic as like those add-on ones that everybody got, like the Hori ones and stuff that we all have, but they still feel really, really nice to hold in your hand too. The magnetic on them is freaking amazing. Playing the Mario Kart, especially in this, it's really cool. There's a lot of levels in this one that aren't just laps. They're like one long race, like a freaking cannonball run, like point A to point B.
Oh, yeah,
like,
they've had that in 8.
It's just the way that they did this in this one is so neat. There's one that's a Donkey Kong level, and when you're looking at it at the beginning, it looks like just the girders going back and forth. And then you realize you're going to drive like up a mountain with a bunch of hairpin turns, and there's a big mechanical Donkey Kong at the top, like a putt-putt golf, like throwing barrels down the whole thing. They added some little grind rails on it to add to the speed boost when you're on straightaways and such. They added some new items, and there's so many characters in this game. dear God.
Yeah.
The boy has been playing it for like 10 hours straight and has already unlocked like 20 characters, and I think there's still like another 30 characters to unlock.
Hell yeah. Let's
It's
fucking go.
insane. So I'm obviously excited for more of the exclusive stuff to come out, because everything else that came out was like a re-release of something else. I'm really bummed that they did that remaster of Bravely Default, and it's one of those key card games. And I'm like, sorry, I'm not giving you my money. I know I bought a physical because I want the game on the cartridge. I don't want it 10 years from now. Oh yeah, this is a useless hunk of plastic because we locked it out or we changed the licensing or something stupid. I don't know.
Damn. Oh, well, still cool. Still cool that you got
awesome.
the Switch too. Congratulations.
How often does a new Nintendo console come out? It's been a decade since the Switch
decade.
One. Truly.
Raph, what else do you have for us this week?
Oh man, boy, do I got a couple of things here. So I played a game. It's not a new game, but it was very, very fun. So I picked up a game released in February of 2019 called Ape Out. And this was developed by Gabe Cusillo, Bennett Foddy, and Maxi Botch. I can't pronounce that last name. I'm so sorry. And it was released by Devolver Digital. Dude, this game is slick as hell, man. It looks really nice. It's got very simple sort of combat. You basically play a gorilla that's escaping from various buildings. That's it. There's nothing else to it. There's nothing else to it. It's a maze runner. You can punch, you can grab, you can throw, you can run. It's got this very cool sort of minimalist art style that you view it from above. It's kind of got vector graphics. But the really great thing about this game is that fucking soundtrack.
Yeah, it's got some dope jazz.
It is the coolest jazz I've ever heard, and it fits everything that's going on screen. Yeah. It's so funny.
I've had this game on my wish list for so fucking long.
Dude, you should get it. It's cheap. I got it for like $2. $3. I want to say, because it was on sale like recently. But yeah, it's a difficult little game. It's not easy for sure. I've gotten through like the first two like runs, I guess, the first two levels, which is cool because each level is split into like almost like a record. There's side A and side B to the record. It's like playing like a visual album almost that you're actually playing physically through, which is kind of fun.
That's badass.
I definitely, this game is an 8 out of 10 for me. I would definitely go full ape, full ooga booga again. Let's do it. Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna fucking
your bananas for
ape
it?
Out.
Yeah, I'm gonna ape out and go bananas again for sure. The other thing that I'm gonna bring up here is that a season 3 of Street Fighter dropped, and that means that Elena is now part of the game.
That's a Switch 2 game? You can play Street Fighter
cool.
6 on the Switch too.
It is. Yeah. It's actually got some exclusive stuff too for the Switch, which is kind of cool. They dropped some new costumes. Everybody's talking about Mai's new costume because it's definitely her best one.
Stupid. Very good, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, no, that's all I got right now. Some new Street Fighter stuff and that game Ape Out. It kicks ass. Go pick it up. It's fucking fun.
Hell yeah. Well, hell yeah, indeed, because that means this is the end of our episode. Congratulations. You made it this far, dear listener or dear viewer, you Brad and Bradettes, you. Hey, do me a favor. If you've come this far and haven't liked and subscribed, what the fuck's wrong with you? Please do that. Don't forget that you can reach out to us via our email with any questions, comments, or games that you want us to play. If you listen to the show, you know we had a listener email the other day, and that was really cool, and we should get more of those. So email us at gametreasurepodcast@gmail.com. Also, you should head on over to our merch store, which you can find at our linktree /the GTP. Hey, while you're there, you can also go to our Patreon, patreon.com/thegtp, where for just $5 a month, you can gain access to our very sexy, I don't know why I'm doing this voice, to our UFO 50 Deep Dive series.
Because UFO 50 is sexy.
You could just give us $5, listen to all those bitches within like a day or two, and then unsubscribe. Because I would take $5. We also want to thank Crunkwitch for the use of our theme song, Clash of the Droids. They're going on tour this summer, so check that out. They could be coming to a town near you, and they kick ass. And last but not least, of course, we would like to thank the Megabuck and RetroGameTreasure.com. Retro Game Treasure is a subscription service that takes the hassle out of collecting retro video games. No more hunting, no more guessing, and no more wasted time. Instead, Retro Game Treasure subscribers select from a wide range of consoles and game genres and subgenres to collect from, and then those kinds of games come to you every month. Mac, what do you mean those kinds of games? I would say, hey, Buck, I own a PlayStation, and I own an N64, and I like strategy games, and I like stealth games. And then, bing bong, what comes in my box? Some strategy and stealth games for the N64 and the PS1. He even keeps tracks of the games that you already own and the ones that he gives you, so you never ever get a repeat game. Want to start collecting for a new console? That's no problem. They make it very easy. You just head on over to their console shop page where, whether you're a member or not, you can still get great deals on new and refurbished consoles and accessories. Then you simply go over to your profile, you select, hey, I just bought a Super Nintendo from you. May I now get strategy and racing games or whatever I just said for the Super Nintendo? And he'll say, yes, I'll begin programming that to go into your box.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
So do yourself a favor and start collecting games the easy way today with RetroGameTreasure.com. Buck, can you hit me with this week's new subscribers?
Okay, guys, I have a little bit of a problem, but it's a good problem, okay?
Okay.
Scott the Waz did a nice unbox. Scott the Waz subscribed to our box. This is a retro video game YouTuber that has like 1 million or 2 million viewers, subscribers, right? He subscribed to our box and he didn't say anything to us. I guess he didn't want YouTuber bias
Special
or something.
Treatment,
Like
yeah.
we thought it was a thing. Like we can afford that. Sorry guys, but we can't.
Yeah.
So he got a box like everybody else did, and the day that he did that, we got like 70 new subscribers.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna read you a chunk of them, and I'll probably just have to spread them out over the next couple episodes. Ready? Dawson Lapolia, Jake Robinson, Andrea Hers, Miles Griffin, Tyler McLean, Aiden Mirza, Adam McGilroy, Justin Coda, Jared Schaltes, Owen Tinkler, Noah Ambler, Jesse Waltermeyer, Jonathan Coates, Jackson Burke, Corey White, Abraham Ochoa, and David Lowry. Welcome.
Woohoo!
You're batch number
Thank
one.
Yeah.
you so much, batch number one, for subscribing, because tell you what, it means a whole stinking lot. But until next week, my name is Max Stein, and I love the Game Treasure podcast. It's so bad.
It's so bad.